Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and welcome if you haven't been here before. Thanks for watching. I am Leah Langley. Today we had the BAFTA Awards, the British Academy of Film and Television Arts Awards, the Film Awards. We had this today, and it's honestly a really fun award show, and it's a really good award show to watch. A lot of times it can be helpful to kind of make predictions on how other awards are going to kind of turn out, like the Oscars and things like that. They're coming out in the next month here. And I thought we'd kind of do a little quick recap on what the awards gave us today. So there's several categories. I've seen pretty much most of the movies that were nominated today. Some of them I haven't seen, specifically the ones in the British only categories. Most of the time, because a lot of them haven't actually made it over to the States yet. I can do the theaters or anything like that. But hopefully I'm able to see some of these movies. If I haven't seen something that won, I will just mention that I haven't seen it. But most of these things I've heard really great things about, and I feel like it was a good award show today. So first of all, I'll start. The award show was on the BBC today, and BBC kind of has it restricted where it's only 2 hours. So they start the award show and it's on a delay. So it's kind of weird because the show hasn't come on yet. Like, for example, in the United States, it came on at 2 p.m. Eastern, but it started a couple hours before. So we were seeing like who was winning what awards, but it actually wasn't televised until then. Because the award show is actually 3 hours long, but again, BBC wants it to be 2 hours. If only the Oscars or other shows like that can kind of take a note, maybe if we cut it down to 3 hours maximum, that would be really nice for some of these award shows. But anyways, neither here nor there, let's get into it. So some of the first categories we'll go over first one is British short film. Now I haven't seen the winner of this film, the winner of this category. The winner here was Jellyfish and Lobster. Like I said, I've heard good things about this movie, but I haven't seen it myself, and congratulations to them. Same with the next category, British short animation, went to Crab Day. I haven't seen this one, but again, good things I've heard about it, and really happy for them as well. I really like it as well that they get British categories to kind of really get a spotlight on some of the British filmmakers out there doing great work. Special visual effects went to Poor Things. I feel like this was a pretty stacked category. You had a lot of kind of like superhero and kind of like big action movies in here, but Poor Things went out, which I think is kind of fun. Poor Things was a big winner. I'm not sure how many they collected in total. I think Oppenheimer had the most, but Poor Things was winning a lot. So congrats to them. Sound went to The Zone of Interest. I'm not surprised there at all. I predicted that they're going to win the Oscar as well. That movie, the way they use sound in it to kind of tell, it's almost like another character, though, sound in The Zone of Interest, by your hearing but not seeing what's happening. I think it's just excellent, and I think they're going to win whatever else they're nominated for. Production design. So production design went to Poor Things. The other person I thought maybe could win here was from Barbie. I think Barbie's going to win out at the Oscars, and I'm not 100% sure if it's okay. Poor Things, again, the British Academy was loving them. They were getting so many awards, and maybe it's a little bit of that. But I had predicted Barbie was going to win for Oscars, and I kind of was thinking they would win for BAFTAs too, just because of what they were able to put together. But I do understand the Poor Things win. Original score, Ludwig Göransson for Oppenheimer. No surprise there. He's been winning score pretty much everywhere, and he will win at the Oscars again. Happy for him. Makeup and hair went to Poor Things. Another one I was kind of surprised. I thought maybe it would go to Maestro. But honestly, Poor Things, what they did to Willem Dafoe's face was honestly out of this world. And also Emma Stone had this crazy, crazy long hair through the whole movie. Again, thinking a little bit of like, not all these always translate to how it goes to the Oscars, because obviously these are different academies, but it was interesting to see kind of Poor Things take away a lot of things. And we're going to keep going again with Poor Things, because costume design they also won for. And again, I thought Barbie was going to win this one for costume design. But hey, Poor Things, I'm not really surprised at them winning these awards, but I kind of was thinking it go in a different direction. But congrats to them. Editing went to Oppenheimer, Jennifer Lame. I think she's going to win the Oscar as well. She's been winning a couple things here and there, and I think she probably will win the Oscar as well. The editing of Oppenheimer, I feel like there's so much going on, and it's such an undertaking, I can imagine. So big congrats to her. Cinematography, Oppenheimer, Hoyt van Hoytema won that one. No surprise there. I think he's going to win the Oscar as well. Casting, which is an award kind of unique at the BAFTAs, went to The Holdovers. I think really nice. I think The Holdovers was maybe one of the only, other maybe Oppenheimer was one of the only films to have like kind of the three main people nominated for acting. We had Paul Giamatti, Divine Joy Randolph, and Dominic Sessa all nominated, and that was really those three were essentially the movie. There were a couple other people, but like they were such kind of minor pieces. It's really the three of them that carry that whole movie. So no surprise there for casting for The Holdovers. Outstanding debut by a British writer, director, or producer went to Earth Mama. I haven't seen this movie yet, but I've heard so many great things about this. I think it was between this movie and How to Have Sex. But happy for Earth Mama. It looks really good. When they were playing little clips of it during the award show today, I was like, oh, I gotta figure out how I can watch this soon. So many of these films, I gotta figure out, like, either if they get on iTunes later and I can maybe buy or rent them, or if luckily we can get them in the cinema at some point. I'd really like to see a lot of these. Hopefully I get to watch them soon, or if they come on streaming or some kind of avenue, that I would definitely check them out. Outstanding British film went to The Zone of Interest. Now, this thing was stacked with nominees. I think it was about almost 10 nominees. I wasn't surprised with The Zone of Interest. They've been picking up a lot of awards at this show and others, and also they're nominated for a lot of Oscars and things like that. But I wasn't necessarily sure what direction they would go. I feel like it's kind of interesting. I was watching it and was reminded of it again. The Zone of Interest is a UK film, I guess, because some people at the helm are from the UK. But it was shot completely in Poland. It's a primarily German cast. So some people are like, how is this? This isn't really a British film. Yeah, I don't really know what they mean in terms of like how do they categorize British film, but in terms of it wasn't shot in the UK, it's not really starring UK people. It's like all in German, things like that. So there's kind of some talk about how is this British film necessarily, but hey, whatever. They end up winning. They beat a lot of great other films that were up there, but kind of no surprise there. Documentary, I figured this one as well. 20 Days in Marypool. I want to see this one so bad. I've heard so many great things about this documentary. I think they'll win the Oscar as well. So no surprise there at all. Animated film went to The Boy and the Heron. Now, I didn't see this film when it was in the theaters. I just had no interest in it really. It was like anime kind of something. I was like, I don't really care to see this. But shortly after, I think the Golden Globes, it was picking up so many awards, and I was like, dang it, I should have went to go see it. And I saw it still in cinemas, but it was actually like, instead of it being, I think it's in Japanese, and instead of it being in Japanese, it was like English language dubbed. So they didn't have it like actually in its true format anymore. And I was like, oh, I don't want to go see a dubbed film. So if they put it on streaming, maybe at some point I'll watch it. I think this one was, for me, was in between that one, The Boy and the Heron, or Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I saw Spider-Verse, and I saw the first one a couple years ago too, and I just was absolutely floored. It's one of the best animated films I've seen, and I thought they would kind of win. I still think they're winning at the Oscars, but I don't really know. The Boy and the Heron's been picking up a lot of stuff so far, so we will just see how it goes with that. Next, we have film non-English language. Again, a whole list of great, excellent films that you could pick from. This one, To the Zone of Interest, directed by Jonathan Glazer. Really great film. Again, it's the one that is set in, completely filmed in Poland, all German cast, essentially, and really, really great, important film to watch. Excellent. Adapted screenplay went to American Fiction, Cord Jefferson. Not a surprise there at all. The writing for original and adapted this year is really so strong. All these movies are just so excellent. I thought Cord Jefferson was going to win out for American Fiction. I think he's going to win the Oscar as well. He did so great. He adapted it from this book called Erasure. And again, you really couldn't go wrong with any one of those, but I thought Cord Jefferson would be cool. Would be the one to get it. And it's kind of nice because this is his first directorial debut. He directed the film, and also I think it's his first time writing a film as well, so really kind of awesome. Original screenplay went to Anatomy of a Fall, Justine Triet and Arthur Harari. Not surprised there at all. They've been winning a lot of things so far, and again, they couldn't go wrong with honestly any of these on this list. I've said before, Past Lives is my favorite film of the year by Celine Song. I would have liked to have seen her maybe win this one, or just in general get some more recognition for the film that she gave, but I think Anatomy of a Fall kind of has, and American Fiction kind of have the writing categories kind of locked up. Rising Star Award went to Mia McKenna Bruce. Rising Star Award's a cool award. It's an award that the British public gets to vote on. So they kind of have a list of 5 nominees every year. They don't necessarily have to be from the UK or anything like that, but it's just people that they kind of see on the rise in terms of film and in terms of like other things they're doing. So it's kind of like, you never know. It's a mixed bag. You never know who it's going to go to. That was happy for her. She gave a really nice speech, and she has, all these people on this list are really going to continue just to do great things in the future, I think. We have supporting actor. This went to Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer. He gave a really nice kind of funny speech about how he, has come all this way essentially to doing some of the things he was doing before to now being Louis Strauss that he was playing in Oppenheimer under Christopher Nolan's direction. Excellent. I think, again, he's one of those who's going to have that completely locked up. I honestly think that the 4 acting categories, to some degree, other than my little question mark with Cillian Murphy, are all kind of, for the Oscars, they're all basically already determined at this point, I feel like. And Robert Downey Jr. was no surprise at all. Great list of nominees. Supporting actress went to Divine Joy Randolph from The Holdovers. Again, no surprise there, like I just said. I think the 4 acting categories are honestly pretty locked up from this point, especially the supporting actor categories. They're just completely locked up. Robert Downey Jr. and Divine Joy Randolph have been winning up and down everything. They deserve it so much. We have lead actor. We have Cillian Murphy from Oppenheimer. Not surprised there at all either. Again, I've kind of been saying I think it's going to be a toss-up between Cillian Murphy and Paul Giamatti from The Holdovers. I think Cillian Murphy, I kind of knew he was going to win this one, I felt like, because, you know, he's Irish. It's kind of connected a little bit and close to the BAFTA, so a lot of times they favor like their own or people who are around Europe in some way, so not surprised there. I'm so interested to see how the SAGs turn out between who's going to win out, Paul Giamatti or Cillian Murphy. I think it'll be still kind of tight. I still think overall Cillian's going to win the Oscar. I just feel like since Oppenheimer's going to win so many things, it'd be kind of strange to some capacity to award Oppenheimer with like almost every award, but then not have the person who's in almost every frame not win Best Actor. I think he really carried that performance, and he was excellent in Oppenheimer, so no surprise he won here tonight. Second was Emma Stone, Poor Things. Now, when they put in leading actress, next up we have leading actress, and this went to, no surprise, Emma Stone in Poor Things. When they put the nominations out for this a couple weeks ago, I remember some people were kind of shocked that Lily Gladstone from Killers of the Flower Moon wasn't nominated at all. For me, Lily Gladstone and Emma Stone have kind of been the two who've been kind of 1 and 2 in some of the sense. I think Emma Stone is going to continue to win pretty much everything. I believe she'll win the SAG. I believe she'll win the Oscar and anything else that she's nominated for between now and when the Oscars are. I think she was just incredible in Poor Things. All right, now we have Best Director. Best Director went to Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer. Again, no surprise here. One, just from the work he did, I think was excellent, but also he's an English boy. It kind of fits the giving a BAFTA to one of your own. Really happy for him. I know he hasn't really won a lot of director. I don't think he's really won any really director things before Oppenheimer, and I think this being the film now that he's getting all this recognition and praise for is really kind of special, and I think he's gonna win the Oscar certainly. I think that's kind of locked up for now. Another thing that's sad about every time we have a directing category, I'm always like, man, I wish we had more women nominated in director. Especially like when you think about this year we had for the biggest film of the year was Barbie, and not saying that should get her a directing nomination, but Barbie's getting several nominations, but someone had to lead that charge, and that was Greta Gerwig. Or even Past Lives. Past Lives has got several nominations from the BAFTAs and a couple other things from other places, and it's like, okay, Celine Song had to lead the charge there. I feel like it's always unfortunate when they only put like one woman in there. They have Anatomy of a Fall, Justine Triet in there, and then that's great, and she's so deserving, but it's kind of like, okay, like we can have more than just one. I feel like that's kind of how it's been at the BAFTAs, at the Oscars, at other kind of the Globes, other kind of award shows that they kind of just like, it's almost like there's only one space for people, and that's not really the way it should be at all. But finally, we have Best Film. Best Film went to Oppenheimer. No surprise there. As I predicted, I think they're going to win all types of things coming up, especially at the Oscars, and they're in a good position to kind of, carry that out essentially. Overall, Oppenheimer took home 7 awards. Poor Things took home 5, and The Zone of Interest took home 3 awards. And those are the leaders of the BAFTAs tonight. And I think I don't think it's necessarily a surprise, but this has kind of been a trend I've seen in a couple award shows that Barbie is. I'm just thinking about Barbie because I feel like just because it's a massive film that they have not been getting very many awards. And like I said, I think at the Oscars they'll pick up a few more. I think they certainly are going to win Best Original Song at the Oscars. But in terms of like, the making of the film, I think their best bets are production design and costume design. But other than that, I think this is kind of going to be a trend. I saw some people thinking about it a couple of award shows back, and I was thinking about it again, how they hadn't won anything again tonight. Not necessarily surprising, but it is just kind of note, because again, that was the biggest film of the year in terms of like how much money it made and how many people saw it and things like that. But Biggest winners of the night: Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. So yeah, that's my quick little recap of the BAFTAs, just basically going over the winners. If you have any thoughts on the award ceremony, did you watch? Did you look up the winners? Have you seen these films? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you have any predictions for the Oscars? I have another video kind of giving my Oscars predictions. I'll link it below if you want to happen to see. Award shows like this are kind of good to kind of help, see like maybe how things are going to be at the Oscars or other places like that. A lot of these times they're on the same wavelength in some aspects. So it's kind of nice to see, kind of nice to keep up with. And we look forward to more award shows coming up to celebrate these amazing films of 2023. Like I said, if you have any comments on the BAFTAs from tonight, feel free to drop them in the comments below. If you have any other ideas on the upcoming film awards, feel free to share your thoughts with me. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks. Bye.